What's up, guys? It is Will here, back again for another episode of Collectors Mingle every Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm even wearing the denim jacket because Mr. Wilson C., shout out to you, sir, messaged me on Instagram saying that he wanted to see it, that the ladies wanted to see it, of the three that are watching probably. So here I am with the denim jacket. It's there. Guys, we're going to talk about the new Green Goblin, the one that everyone's kind of raving about. That's pretty exciting. We're talking about Inart figures that apparently went back up for pre-order, even though they didn't really. And you probably have already heard that. But they're pretty much gone now again. But we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about what we might need to do in 2023 for our collecting habits, what deals we're looking for, just all the stuff that you want to hear about. Like I said, it's all going to be fun and on this show. So stay tuned. Coming right after. Yo, look at this amazing, beautiful, handsome, exciting panel, talented panel.
What's up, man?
This is an Avengers level panel layout. It really is, bro. It really is Avengers level panel. And guys, we got to address each panelist on the panel before we get into the chat and get into the topics. But Carlos, dude, I know you're checking your phone because Najee Harris, but he hasn't started yet. So
yeah, I'm just setting it up.
Yeah, bro, because you're not going to get 8 points, man. You're going to take the L this week. So
I don't think so. So I'm losing by 8.1, so I need 8.2 by Najee Harris, and then I'll be able to win today. So we'll see. I have a really good team. They just I don't know why they're not performing. Sometimes.
You're about to be 2-5. That's all I know. So,
dude, yeah. No, I don't know.
Because Carlos, by the way, Leo, Carlos talked so much shit to me when I was 0-4, and now I'm ahead of him in the standings, and I'm about to be 3-4. So yeah, so it's gonna be hilarious if I win this week and he loses. So you know,
hey, you get lucky sometimes. It is what it is.
Right, that's
bro. My team is so packed. Like I don't even know how. Though. No, it's not. Like,
yes,
bro, I have Lamar Jackson, Devontae, AJ Brown, CD, Najee, right? Josh Jacobs, Tampa defense, which for whatever reason they sucked.
They do suck now.
And then Mark Andrews. Like, how is that not a top team? You know what I mean? But
I don't know.
Get unlucky sometimes. So what it is.
Well, all I can say is that I'm happy to have Desi here because this is Desi's first time on the show. Mr. Metamorphic Customs making the amazing custom bases, everything else. Desi, how you doing, man?
Thank you, sir. What an honor. What an honor. I'm glad to be here. This is a good Sunday night. You know, I'm missing out a bit. I need a fantasy team. You know, I want to join in, but other than that, I'm glad to be here, man. Thank you.
Hey, well, Desi, we can get you into football, man. We can get you hopefully in the league sometime soon. Yeah. So, you know, we got to get you in. Dude, it's really fun. It can be addicting though. Like Carlos, I know, is checking it like every day. I am too. Like it can be. Dude, he sends me stupid trade offers like every day, bro. Like
hey, I get trades all the time.
Yeah, like he does get a lot of trades, but not with me, man. Not with me.
Maybe he'll go for it. You never know. Let me just
you might see what you can do, I guess. But
exactly.
Yeah. But
hey, you never self reject. Yeah.
Someone wise said that. So, you know, and it was me. So Desi, thanks so much for joining, man. Happy to have you first time on. Leo, how you doing, man? I know your Chiefs game that you watched, that turned out how you wanted to, it sounded like.
Well, I mean, and the Chiefs, that's what I'm saying. They're not even my squad, bro. I was just, you know, I just needed that game for a particular reason. But you know, other than that, you know, I just, you know, again, it's been football's been crazy for me this weekend. So, you know, I'm whatever games I've missed from here going forward, man. Like I like next weekend, I'm not watching a single damn game because I just needed to be away from it a little bit because it's been nuts. That aside from like, you know, going out, getting all the Christmas accessories and stuff like that, we've been bouncing back and forth between Nightmare Before Christmas, or if we want to theme it Nightmare Before Christmas, or if we want to do it the Harry Potter theme. And the kids, you know, well, they sort of somewhat settled on, you know, Nightmare Before Christmas. So we had to go out and just get like everything to kind of decorate the tree, get everything going. So it's crazy, man. Like this weekend has been nuts, and then preparing for next week is just like it's crazy, man. Yeah,
dude, that Nightmare Before Christmas sounds really cool. Actually, I would love that. That's my vote.
Yeah. That's the thing is like we because the thing is like Toya wants a stylized Christmas tree, but she doesn't want it to be too animated. You know what I mean? So she wants to do it where it looks really, really nice without just so much, you know, animation and everything else on it. And I'm like, all right, whatever, you know what I mean? And if for some reason she wanted to like this year, she wanted to do an all black tree with all black bulbs, black and white. We want to do like a black and white, gift wrapping and stuff like that. The theme is a certain way. So Nightmare Before Christmas sounds like more of we're leaning more towards that because it just makes sense. So yeah, it was great. And then on top of that, bro, when you go to like, I don't know if anybody who has an at home in their location or in their area, bro. But man, you go in and just like I got like maybe a couple like Christmas bulbs and like just a few accessories. I'll end up walking out with like $102 worth of stuff, man. I was like, yo, come on, man.
We have Hobby Lobby, but I don't think we have an at home here. Yeah.
Yo, like they're just it's Christmas just for accessories alone and ornaments is expensive as shit.
Talk about accessories for figures. Talk about accessories for Christmas.
Yeah,
like that's the real accessory game right there.
That's what it's at.
Yeah, right. See, that's it gets it.
It's like $15-$20 per ornament.
It's nuts.
It is. Yeah. And the decorations and stuff, like so
yeah,
we got Thanksgiving and Christmas, so
yeah, bro, it's like nuts when you doing all that. I'm just like, man, come on, like y'all want all this, y'all want to spend all this money on accessories. There's your Christmas, because I'm not thinking about a gift at this point, bro.
Yeah,
straight up, it's crazy.
Yeah,
but thanks for having me, man.
Yeah,
definitely.
man.
Everybody
Well,
on the panel, man. Crazy.
It's gonna be a blast, bro. Absolutely. But Mr. Aries himself, Scale Cantina. Dude,
what's
how
up,
you doing,
baby?
Aries? It's been a while, man, but happy to have you back. How you doing?
I am doing wonderfully. It is good to be here on Collectors Mingle with you and my friends here. So thank you so much for having me on. I think I'm pretty excited about the topics you told me about we're going to discuss tonight.
Yes.
And speaking of football, listen, I'm a Steelers fan. And the last time the Steelers had a losing season, baby, was 2003. So Steelers fans aren't used to it. Somehow we're 2-4, but if we could get past the Dolphins tonight, get to 3-4, maybe.
That's the question, isn't it? Dolphins are pretty good.
They'll need that, bro.
Yeah, I know. But anyway, that's it. We'll see what happens tonight. Yeah. I'll try not to get my heart rate up, but being on here, I don't have to watch the Steeler game. So, cardiac arrest with that team. Anyway.
Well, thanks so much for joining, Aries. And we got a super chat already. Thanks so much, Ash Chase. Dude, Ash in the house, man. Thanks, Ash. Speaking about Xmas, have you guys ever done Secret Santa?
Yeah.
I think maybe. I don't know. I don't remember. I think at work we did it once. Have you guys ever done it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've done
it.
Yep.
Yeah, isn't it like you just you get like a random person you're assigned, and then you give them a gift, and then it's like, you got this gift from X person, and then that's why it kind of makes it interesting. But then if you're the person you were assigned or whatever doesn't give you a good gift, you're like, damn it, I wish I got someone else.
Well, you have a limit, like it can't be lower than like 40, and it has to be $20. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. Sometimes, Carlos, not everyone's.
We did like $10-$20. Like when the job I used to work at, it was like maybe $10 or $20.
Yeah,
that you go in
socks.
Yeah.
Well, like sometimes someone breaks it. Like remember in The Office, that episode where Michael buys the iPod? Like that's pretty much what happens a lot of times. Like there'll be the limit, and then someone will buy something, and you're like, damn it, and that's what happens. So thanks so much, Ash. Secret Santa, we gotta do that in collecting or something like that. We gotta do a Secret Santa, man. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be crazy, but it'd be expensive. It'd be some expensive shit. Yeah. Hell no, I'll get you.
Like I got lay out Wonder Woman, J&D.
Loose figures,
loose
figures. I get you some accessories. How about that?
Yeah, right. Get you a churro, and then you'll be good. Yeah.
Churro, you good? You all day good? Yeah.
All right, guys. Let's just the chat real quick, then we'll jump into the topics. Safeful, what's up, bro? Prime Time Reviews, let's go. Punisher XS. AJ Agarusa, channel member. Thanks so much. Hello, friends. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope you're doing well too, AJ. Lewis the Bits, what's up, all? What's up, Lewis? Dinesh Thea Garaja, channel member. Thanks so much, Dinesh. Ed Renauer. I think that's right. Hey, everyone. Hope everyone had a great weekend so far. Thanks so much, Ed. Hopefully I got your last name right. The Collector number 1. What's up? Hope everyone's doing great. 12-inch Moose Stream. Good username as always.
Love that name.
Greetings, community. Me too, Aries. What's crack-a-lack and home slice? What's up, Safeful? Community Arcade, our friends. Hello, Community Arcade. Paid Patton 23. Hello, everyone. Where's the breadsticks? Yeah, they're around. You just got to look for them.
Breadsticks. That sounds good, baby.
I know, man. Olive Garden breadsticks, Aries. I still maintain that's the best like pre-appetizer that you can get in any, not like a super fancy restaurant, but like a chain restaurant. You know, I think.
Oh, which one did you mention? Which one did you mention? Olive Garden. Is that
Olive Garden? Yep.
And the endless soup and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, well, like I've heard Red Lobster has like those biscuits. So like
They're good too.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
You
So.
really go eat at Red Lobster and Olive Garden?
I've never actually been to Red Lobster, but I have had those biscuits because they sell them at like Sam's Club and stuff. They're pretty good. But Olive Garden, not really, but sometimes it's pretty good, honestly.
Oh,
people give it a hard time, but it's pretty good.
Listen, Red Lobster's great until you go to Hilton Head and you eat at Skull Creek Boathouse, and then
if you eat something higher end,
off. Anyway, but I'll go get that hat maybe in a minute. But
you guys make me hungry. Knight, hello there. Hello, Knight. OG Mando, what's up? Avery, one, and my boys, what's up? OG Mando. Two Ferns, what's up? Two Ferns. Ro Moreno, my fellow statue brethren. He has a lot of cool statues, I know. Linda, as always, president of the Pennywise fan club. She'll be getting at least 2 Inarts, I'm sure. Fig Fate, what's up, everyone? The upgraded Goblin looks badass. It does, and we're going to talk about that first, actually. How's everyone doing? Larry Walker. AJ said this is a panel of epic level proportions. It really is an Avengers level panel. Sean Bean. Hello, everyone. Channel member. Thanks so much, Sean Bean. Pedro Lopez, how about them Cowboys? Yeah, they're doing well. They're doing pretty well. Dak's coming back, I think. Ash Chase, what's up, everyone? Pure Stewart, what's good, everyone? The artist himself. Good evening, panel. Thanks so much. Feezy Figures, what to do, crew? Let's get ready to mingle. Dale A. Chris Santos, what's up, everyone? Dale A said Giants are 6-1. They are. Surprise of the year right there. What's the time for everyone in the chat right now? It's 8:18 Eastern right now. Go Steelers. Let's see. Who else? Collector Chris. Will, did you see the Inart Aragorn photo on Spec Fiction? I did, because Inart had shared that. And it's sculpted, though. So they're going to show the rooted one at some point, too. I'm going to get Aragorn, probably. I'm weak for Lord of the Rings right now. So I'm on a little bit of Lord of the Rings kick. So, Jazzy said going to see Black Adam tonight. Cool. Okay.
Bucks.
Well, it depends on who you ask. Let's see. Guys, decisions. Because we got an announcement for a new Green Goblin that we all knew was going to show up eventually. I thought maybe they were going to make it one figure, where like they would give you like a swap out option or something. But I guess I didn't realize how much battle damage that one had. So I want to share that. And I want to show the head sculpt actually on that figure. And I kind of want to address it in the realm of, we have 2 different figures. This one's actually $20 more than the original one. So I have a hard time believing that most people are going to get both of these. I mean, maybe there might be some that, the diehards out there that really want both Green Goblins. But I think most people are probably going to pick one over the other. I will say, and I know we're probably all going to agree, the head sculpt is incredible. This is really, really well done. But this is a tough decision because I know I need a Green Goblin and I want one, but I'm kind of torn here on which one I want. But Leo, I'm going to start with you. I know you have the third-party version, so I feel like if I had to guess, I feel like you're going to get this version because you already have the other one. Is that right?
Yeah, that's why it's an easy decision for me. I already have the Toys Era version, and it does exactly what I needed to do. It looks great. It's still an amazing piece. So that's why I have and didn't have any desire for the first rendition of this particular suit, head sculpt or no head sculpt. This came around in which, it was, like I said, it was somewhat of a surprise, but it really, really wasn't. But I thought it was like maybe one of those forgotten memories, for a minute, because we just didn't know whether or not, I had no idea that they were going to actually go ahead with it. So it was a pleasant, somewhat surprise for everybody. And the thing is, it's like it's a bittersweet type of situation because, again, the first version was basically released. We only seen that outfit on screen all of maybe about in total 30 seconds. You know what I mean?
Like 5 seconds. Yeah.
5. And it's just one of those situations where, okay, one of these is going to occupy space for a long time. And I think it's going to be this one because everybody was going for that second suit. They wanted that second suit. They wanted the second version because it was more comic accurate. You know what I mean? The only thing about the second version that I thought would have probably took it over the top. I mean, the head sculpt is beautiful. I love the piece. Don't get me wrong. The battle damaged armor is incredible. I like the ripped up hood that gets, kind of pays homage to the classic comic version. Under it, you do basically see the strap that's connected that kind of give you the interpretation of him holding his sack, that contains, the exploding pumpkins, the grenades. But if they would have gave at least this particular version with the helmeted version as well as a separate, accessory piece to put on. That would have been incredible. But not taken away from this piece. They're going off of movie accuracy. I love what they actually done with it. It looks good. I like the articulated, the articulation in the actual speeder itself, or I love that. The LED light up feature on it is bright. The head sculpt, I mean, for me, I don't know what everybody else sees. Just for me, it's a 10 out of 10 because that's Willem Dafoe. Like, I see Willem Dafoe, period. Giving it that, and it's now, mind you, it's a deluxe, but it's not a DX, right? Because and it still has the PERS technology. The eyes basically do rotate, back and forth. You can still do that. Again, this is a prototype, which means that we could possibly run into a downgrade on this head sculpt. You just have to prepare yourself for it. So don't get too excited. Just, take your time just to kind of figure it out. But yeah, this piece is going to be incredible once it's released. I know there's some conversation about the price. We'll get there later on. But other than that, I think it's a definitely amazing looking piece. To have, I would say that if people are going to go for a version, the second version is going to be the one they're going to go for. And unfortunately, that first version is going to get canceled. Like, I'm sorry, a lot of people are going to cancel that version. They're not going to get to. Some people will, but not everybody's going to go down that road because it gets a tad bit expensive. That one's going to get canceled. So I think it's just like too little too late for it. Like, they should have, again, I mean, that's something that you want to think about in the very beginning. Like, you know what I mean? Knowing that if you knew that you had, every intentions on releasing this piece, then, that, and which sucks because, and I was talking to someone, earlier, is that we want villains, man. Like, literally, we're asking for villains. So now we're putting in a perplexed situation, whereas one of them is going to get canceled. We're going to see basically which one everyone's going to gravitate to. This is going to be that one. This is going to be the version that people are going to gravitate to. And unfortunately, the first one is going to kind of slightly miss out. You know what I mean? I just think that they need to really, really think about that, a bit more. And, for people like, who have it, I wouldn't say cancel it. I would say, probably, I don't know. It's tough, bro. Like, it's really, really tough to kind of think about whether or not you're going to, keep that first version, get this one as well. Cause you'll have a lot of diehards who do love No Way Home. They're going to do it. But I just think that marketing wise, there should be a way that they can figure out how to kind of, bridge the gap between both. If this was like a double pack, that would have been decent as well. Like, then you know what I mean? It would make the most sense. Or if they had like certain accessories. I just don't know. I don't know how you basically, I don't know how you deal with this type of situation, because in all and honesty, both of them look great because of the simple fact that they revealed the head sculpt for the first one. So I know people who had that pre-order are going to be happy to see that they're getting that head sculpt. But then when you release this one, which is it's the superior version, people are going to gravitate to this one. So it's a tough situation. Me, myself, I think, if you had the first on pre-order, just think about it before you cancel it. I would think about that long and hard, because again, I think that one's going to release. The first version is going to release way before this one. So if you have it, get that one in, or if you cancel it, do what I did. Like, for instance, I'll give you an example, and I'm not too proud. I'll say it. I don't care. I had that, who was it? On pre-order. It was supposed to come out on Echo. Was supposed to come out on Friday. Like, the payment was supposed to come out, my last payment to pay it off. But when I saw that it was available on Thursday, I canceled it, went back in, used my 10% coupon, used some points, and I brought that baby down to 217 shipped. Hey, if you got points, stack up on those points. As soon as the other one is released, cancel the pre-order, go back, buy it again. If there's some coupons, you got some points that you want to use, do that, and you get a cheaper version. And then it kind of, gives you some guaranteed space to get this version. And then you can have the best of both worlds. That's what I think. So we'll see.
Yeah. And it's a tough call. I mean, I think for a lot of people, I can even sense in the chat, like it's, I think most people I think you're right though, Leia. I think most people are probably going to go for this one, but it's interesting, man. So Desi, I want to jump to you on this one. What about you, man? Do you have a preference here? Would you collect any of these goblins? Do you have a general idea of what you think people are going to do? What are your overall thoughts?
Well, I can tell you, I'm definitely getting this one. Like, I don't even collect Marvel. I collect very limited Marvel because I got a budget, both a budget and space. But this is awesome. I allow myself like 1 to 2 Marvel figures a year. Right now it's Dead Strange, and this one, I can't miss out on this one. This is awesome. It's just not. I'm not into the original Goblin from like the look of the original Goblin from those Raimi films, right? I always like Willem Dafoe, and then the look of this suit, and we get a Willem Dafoe. That's awesome, and the little hint of purple, dude, freaking great. It's pricey, but hey, it's there. I see the money, so I'm definitely getting this one. I think a lot of people might go towards this one only because it's just more eye-catchy. In my opinion, that's subjective. Don't get me wrong, but the purple, the little metallic upgrades as they call it on his suit, and like it's just and everything together, dude, it's perfect.
Yeah, that purple hue.
Yeah, it's pretty. Guys, I'm pretty torn. I don't know, man. I'm just gonna wait and think about this one for a while. And Carlos, I want to jump to you on this one. I know you were posting about this. You were saying that this one probably has a lot of the signs of like a grail in the making, right? So what do you think? I mean, are you leaning towards one over the other? Are you sort of what do you think the community is gonna do too?
So me specifically, I'm gonna probably end up getting both, right? But that's just me. I think the head sculpt is really good. I give that about a 9.5. I can't give the 9.5 sculpted is probably as high as I'm ever going to give any sculpt, or at this point, just because after seeing Inart, Rooted for me just looks significantly better. So 9.5, like the Inart Joker is like a 9.5, and then the Rooted is like a 10. So I kind of put this on that group that we have. So there's a few signs of what a Grail is, and I'll kind of point this for like the OG or the classic suit. So the movie or show and character needs to be widely liked or loved. Clearly, this character is. The movie did really well. The sculpt needs to be great, at least a 9 out of 10. And obviously, this is prototype wise, it's really good. And the character isn't dead, or the character is dead. I'm sorry, or it's a unique outfit for example, it would be like Thor from Thor Ragnarok, or a very unique look. Typically, all those three things will result in a Grail, right? Not always, but most of the time. And the last one I have here as an option is low batch, just because of the high batch that's going on right now. We don't know if like the end game figures will end up being, Grails at the end. So that's one thing. So the standard figure or the standard look has all those things. This one here, actually, the Hobo Goblin, has the character is dead, or we're never going to see him, and it has a unique outfit. So it meets all the criteria and all the bonus ones at the same time. So I think the community, if they're looking at it from like hey, I love collecting, this one looks really unique, and I also like to collect Grails because I know some people want to do that, then this will probably be a really good one because I think it meets all the criteria of it. The low batch, I'm just not sure about, but the original suit, I think it's going to be, really great. The only problem going against it is that there's a third party. So some people will be like, well, I don't need to go and, pay for it, when I can get a cheaper third party version. But this one, I feel like this would be the one that, looks really great. It's unique. It has everything. And again, if you're the kind of collector that wants to get this and have something like that's going to be a Grail in the future, then I believe that this will be it. So I think the community is going to lean on this one. So this meets all the criteria as well, but the other one just kind of meets everything and then some, right? So it's that extra bonus feature of it. So I think
this one does have the head sculpt too.
Right.
But and they did show it, like they still have it blurred in some, but they added it in some others, so it's interesting.
So it meets everything, right? So
yeah, it does. So, and Aries, to round out this one, what do you think about this Goblin? Do you prefer the original one or sort of the Hobo Goblin? What do you think?
Well, first of all, I don't like head sculpts typically that smile or have the head open, the mouth open. Typically, I don't like it. But when I saw this one, I was like, oh, baby, that is William Dafoe. And it is absolutely fantastic. The fact that Hot Toys was able to nail this head sculpt with that open grin, because a lot of times I just don't like it when they do it. But I looked at it from every angle that they showed, and to me, it's absolutely fabulous. And then to boot, you have the rolling eyes function with this on both. So to me, it's absolute money. So, kudos to Hot Toys on that, on nailing a classic character and a great actor, William Dafoe, like that. So I think that the head sculpt is absolutely fantastic. As far as which one, I would prefer, I'm going to answer that where I think maybe people and fans may prefer. I think you're going to have people that are going to gravitate to both, and some that are going to gravitate to one or the other. And I think that probably Hot Toys has some type of idea or some type of loose data that maybe drives them to creating two different pieces such as this. But you have to also remember, from my perspective, I feel like that anything that was announced this year, we're seeing a trend that's going on where items are starting to hit low stock warnings and waitlist well before they come out. And from my perspective, and my guess would be, I don't think it's just limited to low end characters or not popular characters or characters that didn't have a lot of time in movies. I think that just companies like Sideshow just don't want any stock, period. It's kind of interesting this week. I talked about it in the market chart show I put out today. And there's actually a low stock warning on the Jet Trooper, like it's been there for 100 years. Mm-hmm. So, eventually it was going to go in some decade, but it's going. So obviously they have a little bit left, but they still give you free damn shipping on it because they don't even care that there's a little bit left. So low stock warning, please get the stock out of the warehouses. I feel like in this economy right now with so many companies, that's just where they're sitting. So really with these, I don't know if actually they plan on producing so much of both of these figures. So I think it's okay the way that I think when they put this out, possibly, maybe, they were like, hey, there's going to be a little bit of this, maybe a little bit of that. It's okay, because they may not be so high. I don't know, but that's my perspective on it. All in closing here, I agree with everybody's comments. Good stuff. The head sculpt is money. Battle damage suit here is great. I think some collectors will get both. I think some collectors will get one or the other, but I think that there is room for both of these to sell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mm-hmm. I think so too. And I'm conflicted, but I'm going to wait until we get closer to release and then I'll make a decision. Because until I start seeing more things go to wait lists and things that actually want go to wait lists, I'm going to wait on this one. But the only thing I would say, the factor for me, and maybe some others out there, I tend to not display my figures with head sculpts. I tend to use helmets. So that's something where, you can put the goggles on him, but the Green Goblin OG kind of appeals to me in that sense. Because I could put him in his armor, put the helmet on him, and but this one I think this one will probably be the one that most go for.
This one with the helmet will look pretty cool, like Leo.
Yeah, I wish they did that. I wish they did that, but I guess it wouldn't have been movie accurate. But
right,
100%. That's the thing, though. But like they got to think. All right, how many times have they? All right, if we're keeping it in the buck, the black and gold Spider-Man suit that we got was not movie accurate at all. It wasn't. Mm-hmm. The version that they actually gave us was not movie accurate. They gave us their interpretation of it and they stuck with it. You know what I mean? They could do the same thing as an accessory piece. I mean, they've given us certain pieces that weren't completely movie accurate. And I think that as an accessory, that would have been pretty dope to have that. Mm-hmm. But the problem is, if you look at the color on this one versus the vibrant green that's on the other one, because the other one's a lighter shade of green than this one, like it is. Because this is more toned down battle damaged. So, of course, they would have probably had to repaint the helmet itself. So I can probably at that point understand why they didn't. But in any case, I mean, it looks good. It's just that now we're in that age, man. Like, seriously, there's so much stuff that's dropping right now that you got to really prioritize which you think is more important when it comes to collecting right now.
Especially the Jet Trooper. It's about to sell out. Last chance.
Yeah, the Jet Trooper.
You know what, Leo? You bring up a good point, because even with some of those, Star Wars releases that they had, Attack of the Clones, and some of the recent, Cad Bane, take for instance, wasn't exactly TV show accurate to have the little robot there, because the robot wasn't in the Book of Boba Fett, but was certainly in the Clone Wars. So they certainly can. They've given themselves a window where they can jump through and be like, hey, if we want to include this accessory because I think it would be good for collectors to be able to get this, they can. But you also bring up a good point that they would have had to, put in a little bit of weathering with it, probably, with this one.
Yeah, and the last thing I would say is there are going to be some collectors out there who want to have like an informal but licensed Raimi Spider-Man display. So then they're going to go for the OG for that reason, and they're going to get Toby, right? That's what they're going to do. So, because those figures are pretty old, the original ones. So, yeah. But guys, I got to ask a question, and this is funny because I didn't really know this was going to happen, right? But there was a kind of, I guess, a little bit of discussion about Inart figures going back up for pre-order, which was actually not the case. I posted something about 1/6 Kit because Kit put some more up for pre-order because he had some cancellations on them, and he also had additional stock, so he put them back up until today. So I knew he said Sunday, but I thought he meant Sunday our time, but he meant Sunday his time. So when I go to search for Inart now, they're all gone. So, but I wanted to ask, and I just want to kind of to clarify that for people, like that's really all it was. Like Kit had extra stock from cancellations, and he had stock, left over just from, I guess, not selling, and then now he put them back up, and now they're gone again. So with that, I did take the opportunity to order a second Pennywise. So I'm a little bit crazy in that one, I guess. But guys, with Kit and, Toys Wonderland still has them. I think Max Nut still has some of the Inart. I know originally there was like a 3-day window for Joker. And usually with the other figures, I think it's like a couple weeks to a month, right? But it really just depends on the resellers, because Queen and Inart will sell a certain amount, and the resellers, like Todd's had them up, which I'm going to share. Todd's had them up for forever, right? He can just keep listing them for as much stock as he ordered, right? So the window doesn't really close within that time because these are resellers. So I know Inart is trying to get U.S. distributors so they can sort of mitigate this issue, but it is something. For me, I don't really care, but I kind of want to get the panel's insight on this. Do we care? Not just with Inart, but with things when they say they have a certain window and then it goes a little bit longer than that. Do we really care about that? I'll go to you, Desi, first on that one. Do you sort of have any sort of opinion on that one way or another?
Well, I do. I think from the very beginning, I even mentioned, hey, just because they're offering a 3-day window, like they're selling to retailers too. I figured that retailers would buy, and then you'd have more than a 3-day window as a customer to buy from somebody. Now, I was hoping that, these retailers wouldn't pull a sideshow and order so much stock, right, that there would be like the limited nature of this. It seems like it to have gone out the window. Maybe it hasn't. What do I know? Right. But it seems that way. So I don't necessarily think it was Inart's fault to say, hey, it's going to be a 3-day window. But I think they learned a little bit, and maybe going forward, they will say, hey, guys, it's a 3-day window for everybody, including retailers. So if somebody orders 3 million of them, we're going to make 3 million,
Right.
So I don't think it was their fault. They just kind of fell into it, and everybody else got affected by it. So yeah, it does bother me though. The question, ultimately what bothers me is like, hey, it's not limited in nature. And that is important because I want a piece to maintain its value. I'd hope it would. I know it always can't, but I would hope it would. And let's see what happens when this Joker drops. It's actually in stock, how long it stays in stock. That's what I'm going to be interested in.
Yeah, I got you, Desi. And I get what you mean. Like, I do understand the idea of something maintaining its value, and you want a little bit of exclusivity because the Joker was supposed to be 3 days, and it's not really. But it's definitely an interesting one because they opened the PO again a while back, and then this one wasn't really a reopen. It was just Kit posting more because he had more. But I get what you mean. So for me, I was excited about it because I got to order a second Pennywise, and Todd's prices are a little bit higher than Kit's. So I was like, oh, cool, I can save some money and get a second one. So that's what I did. But Carlos, I want to jump to you. Do you think the community cares about Inart sort of having more opportunity to get these figures?
I don't particularly care. to be honest. It's one of those things that if you care about value and exclusivity, then I could see and understand why someone would have been upset about those 3-day windows, right? But most of the collectors that I've heard that are complaining about this, they've said time and time again that they don't care about value, that they know there's no value in 1/6. So I didn't understand why people would care that the stock came back. Again, if you collect for exclusivity and you care about value, there's a fair point. But if that's never been your thing, why do you care about it now? It just feels like the people who do care never probably wanted this, right? And they just got it because they were in FOMO and they just felt like I needed to jump into this because it was what everyone was doing. Particularly for me, again, I don't care. I'm just happy that collectors have the chance, the opportunity to be able to get these from not go to Toys Wonderland and get something from Kid or KG Hobby, whoever opened it, or Spec, whatever it may be. So that's what I'm happy about. I'm just happy I have my piece from Spec, and that's more than fine. You and I talked about an example of like a concert, right? Like a few months ago, there was like a festival, and they said, hey, this festival is only going to go on sale this day at this time, and we're only going to sell enough for a day, right? And it was for Saturday. It literally sold out. Like 2-3 days later, they added more days for Saturday, and they added Sunday, right? And they were supposedly going to be this exclusive thing, American Express, you were going to be able to get in early, all these different things. And it's kind of the same thing here, right? But I really wasn't upset. I was just happy that I got mine, and I wanted to go. So even if it came back on sale, it didn't matter to me. This is kind of the same thing. I'm going to get my piece, and I don't really care if it does come back in stock or whatnot. You know what I mean? Because Inart, it's too new for me to know whether you want to wait like Hot Toys or not. So the only right move here is to actually pre-order if you actually wanted this. If you got it from, I want to buy this as an investment or whatever, I understand that. But then, just trying to, so that's my opinion. I don't care. I don't know if the community cares, but that's what I would be. And it's in our marketing themselves as exclusive figures. No, actually, John even said that if they can improve on it, they would actually reissue this and make another or 2.0. So if they've never said these are numbered, if it's not numbered, it's not exclusive. They've never said, hey, we're only making these amount, right? Or we will never reissue. That's never been the thing. So for me, I'm happy. I'm happy that people can get this. And hey, if you're upset, I do understand it if you're coming from that value exclusive only standpoint. So
yeah, I get what you mean.
Stuff.
Yeah. What do you think, Leo, about this? Like I said, it wasn't really back up for pre-order. It just kind of was for Kit. But even if they did, would you care?
I never really cared in the beginning. I was, bro. Like, I mean, it's as long as you can get your figure, that's it. I mean, I know I basically secured the asset. I paid it off. It's just ready to go whenever it's available. I'll have it. The only reason why I didn't go through Spec, and I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example of how when we have these conversations about companies that we have problems with and stuff like that. Not that I have necessarily a problem with Spec, but I'll give you an example. Like you heard people talking about like all week or for the last couple of weeks. Well, if you go to Toys Wonderland, you're not guaranteed to get it. You never know. I paid for my statue, my Wonder Woman statue, bro. When it was like almost a year and a half ago, that we basically done that. I still don't have it, and I still don't have an update as to when it's coming. You know what I mean? It's still delayed. Like it's still a delay. Yeah, it's a delay, and I don't. And if I shouldn't, my thing is me as a consumer, I shouldn't have to contact you to find out why it's delayed. You feel me? Like I shouldn't have to. And this is what I've done with them. I've had to contact Spec to find out why my piece is delayed. So that's what I'm saying. When people are saying that there's a problem with other companies, you got to look everybody is having issues right now. I had an issue last week. Speaking of Echo, I had an issue the week before last. Remember when Echo went up for pre-order? There was no NRD. Now I actually went in and I pre-ordered the figure. I didn't pay an NRD. The week before last, bro, before it was scheduled to come out, they decided to charge me NRD out of nowhere.
Really?
Yeah. And I had to contact them and let them know, wait a minute, when I purchased this figure or when I pre-ordered it, there was no NRD. So then they refunded the piece, and I was like, all right, cool. So this is what I'm saying. I buy from everybody. I spread it out to everybody. Anywhere I know I can actually have a chance to get it. So I'm just saying no particular company is exempt from issues when it comes to delays or whether or not you get these figures. So again, I went with Toys Wonderland number one because it was a cheaper price. Number one, I got in when they fucked up and they marked the price down low, and I got in and got it at a fairly decent price. Not to take away from spec, because like I said, I mean, when it comes to that Reverend figure, that Reverend statue, that's available. Boom, get it. I mean, it's on its way. I don't have to have a problem with it. But it's just that with the Wonder Woman, I'm still waiting on it. I'm just using that as an example because I know me and a few other people got it from Toys Wonderland, and I know that the running joke is you may not see it. You may not see a figure from any company. Literally, there's been companies where figures have been lost or there's been some mishaps and things that needed to be corrected. But a long story short, I don't really care about whether or not they put these figures up for pre-order again. As long as I know I'll get mine, that's all I'm worried about. I can care less about everything else. You know what I mean? Like I can give, again, I mean, you got some people out there who are worried about exclusivity. And I understand that because, there are, collectors that are really meticulous about what they have. And they want something that's, for me, well, we've been talking about this for the longest time, bro. And I don't want to beat a dead horse about it, but
no, you're good.
I wanted this piece because, again, I missed out on the DX version that Hot Toys released. If Hot Toys would have released this piece before Inarts, I probably would have gravitated to that and got it. But I'm glad I got a superior piece through Inarts because it looks great. I watched the movie. Me and Toya watched the movie again last night. We enjoyed it. Like it's one of her favorite films. So I, definitely got the blessing from her in the very beginning when I purchased this figure. Like, you know what I mean? Because she thinks it's an amazing piece. So I'm just happy. I'm happy that I'm one of the ones that will actually have it. If I don't get it this first batch that comes through, I know I'll get it eventually. You know what I mean? And I'll be happy about it. But I already have it paid off. You just have to basically wait and see. But I mean, again, I'm not really upset about the simple fact that there might have been stock laying around, or people might have canceled. They went up for pre-order again. They actually secured the asset. I'm happy for everybody who gets a figure that they want. Plain and simple. If you are able to get your hands on a piece that you want and it's important to you, I am super happy for you. Let's go. Plain and simple.
That's how I feel too, Leo. I'm excited, man. And like I said, I got another Pennywise and I got a good opportunity to get it for a good price. So that's what I did. So Aries, what about you, man? Do you care about this at all? I don't know if you're collecting any Inarts. I know you mostly do Star Wars, but say if Hot Toys did something like that, would you really mind at all? Or
that freaking Gandalf that they have looks really good.
Dude,
I'm thinking about it, baby.
That Gandalf is really nice.
I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, and that's a big if they're going to make the figures that look like that, I may have to collect that line.
Aries, real quick question. Sorry I interrupted you.
No,
you're a huge fan for Lord of the Rings. Obviously, you're a 1/6 collector. You don't really collect statues, right?
No.
I
do not right now. No.
Did you take a look at that Weta Sauron?
Oh,
it's a 1/6. It's a 1/6 Sauron. Yeah,
it's a statue. Yeah.
It's a statue, but it's a 1/6.
No, but I'm imagining it's pretty hot, isn't it, baby?
Yeah,
it looks really great.
Carlos pre-ordered it, so
I got it. Yeah, I pre-ordered.
Really?
That's what I was asking you. Yeah.
How big is it?
26 inches with the base.
That's not bad.
But 26 inches for a 6 scale. 6 scale Desi. That's like that's crazy.
Where'd you pre-order it, Carlos? Because then I'll take a look at it later.
Gamefly.
They're the only ones that have it left. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like $1,000 shipped.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
But I have the Prime 1, otherwise I would get it. But it's 26 inches tall, so it's going to be so much bigger than everything 1/6 you have. Because
it's
a normal figure is
what,
12 to 13 inches? It's double that. Right. Carnage is 18, and he's massive, and this is 26.
The base is like 4 to 5 inches.
Right.
So that makes Sauron like 10 to 11 feet tall, which is accurate from what I was reading, actually. So
yeah, he's pretty big.
It might be like an inch or 2 inch overscale, maybe, but. Anyways, I'm sorry, Aries.
Anyway,
no. Well, isn't this the same head sculpt artist that did I think they called him the White Pilgrim, the Gandalf the White,
Oh, like the custom one? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he did. Yeah, Viper.
Yeah,
Yeah,
is that
Viper.
because I was just when I'm seeing this, I'm like, oh my goodness, it is
Mhm.
just so damn good. But anyway, no. Um, do I have a problem with this at all? And I say no, not at all. Look, and I'm gonna echo just about everybody's comments in here, which I think were right on the money. I think it's a gamble investing in toys for exclusivity. And like Carlos said, unless they're numbered, there really is, in my view, no such thing as exclusivity with toys unless they're numbered or there's some type of assurance. So, even hearing that, hey, you know what, if this goes really well, there would be a 2.0. I'm not surprised about that. And I also think that it's apropos to go ahead and do that. So again, I think it's nice as collectors. I know I feel this way, Will, that I'm like, oh wow, I got a grail here, or I bought this piece at retail, or I got it at a deal, and it's nice to see that it's doubled, tripled, or where it's at. But if you start like really coveting it, you're going to get really angry and annoyed if you're holding on to it like, hey, it's my 401k and now it's gone. So
Right.
I don't really recommend that. I think it's more fun, and then it's a lot of fun if you're like, wow. And I've seen people, actually, other collectors that I've talked to, they're like, hey, I'm going to cash in on this. I'm going to go somewhere else, before this market crashes, or before, these figures aren't worth so much, and get into something else. It becomes like a game and a fun thing for people. So I have no problem with this at all. And I think also, and apparently it wasn't, I agree. I think, a lot of times these things, you'll see some, figures that, get waitlist and like, oh, wait, people, decided they didn't want it, or they cancel their pre-orders, or they return it. And then all of a sudden it's back in stock for a little bit, and then it will go out. So that's probably all that this is. But no, I don't have any problem with it. But yeah, I just think it's good. And I think that they're doing a great job. And again, you just keeping this on the screen. It's so good, baby.
Can you imagine if they released a Galadriel, man?
Oh,
I think it's possible
They did a
because
Galadriel.
Asmus did one. So
If they get a Galadriel, that'd be a dope companion piece to this one. It would. I would definitely love to see it, and I think that they're going down that road. Look, I mean, like I said, I'm just happy. Again, I don't want people to think that just because Inart exists that I'm giving up on Hot Toys, because Hot Toys is dope as shit. I'm sorry to give us product. I would never get up on Hot Toys. Number one, they've been there. They are the, still the king on the mountain, especially when they give us those pieces, or a piece that we've seen in that, that Green Goblin. That's incredible. It's just a simple fact that we have choices now. I wanted that Joker. The Joker was that first piece that I gravitated to. Everything else, even though it looks interesting with Inarts, I'm, not really vested in until I see that Wonder Woman. Then definitely I'll probably get invested in that. But I mean, again, they're giving us some crazy pieces, so good luck to them. I mean, that Joker comes, I'm definitely going to be happy.
Yeah, simple. And I'm excited, bro. And I know Carlos and I talked about the Ring Wraith. I definitely want to see that. Really excited to see that. I know Asmus made one, but I want to see how Inart does it. And this Aragorn, this is sculpted clearly, but when they show the rooted Aragorn, that's what I want to see. And Legolas, and then Daenerys, and Jon Snow.
A Sauron, though. I think you're right.
I don't think so. He would be too hard to articulate. The armor is just, there's too much going on. Like, he's so big, like he's so expensive. Like, maybe a statue 1/6. They might do that, but not.
How about an Elrond? Hugo Weaving.
Elrond would be great.
Oh,
Elrond
boy.
would be great. Yeah. I mean, you might as well tackle this whole line. They're going to do Gimli and stuff, and Aragorn and Legolas, and maybe Galadriel. Like, they'll do a lot of cool stuff. So maybe Witch King is what I want to see. I really want to see someone do a Witch King, because Asmus did one and it became a Grail at one point, but I'd love to see Inart tackle it, and I think that would be really badass. Guys, I was scrolling, actually, like all of us collectors do, whatever your favorite site is, right? I mean, mine, usually I like the security of Sideshow, so I tend to browse their site pretty often, right? And sometimes I'll go through and be like, hey, what's in the what's new section? Like, it's just stuff that popped up on pre-order recently, right? And one of the things I saw was the Goblin, obviously. But I saw something actually that made me think about, do we support one-offs enough? Because there's a studio out there called Iconic Studios that people know they probably made a Muhammad Ali, they made a Ryu, they made American Psycho. So people probably say they're not going to support this one-off, but this is actually from Silent Hill. So I don't know if anyone has ever played that game or seen that game, right?
Yeah.
But they're remaking it for PS5. And this is actually a figure that Iconic Studios has made. It's Pyramid Head, but they call him Red Pyramid thing or Red Pyramid, whatever. But people call him Pyramid Head a lot, right? Very badass character. This is a horror game, clearly, right?
Yeah.
So this is a classic example of a one-off. This is something that, you know, they did make a companion piece to it, the nurse from Silent Hill, which is also pretty cool. But Iconic Studios, I wanted to give them a little bit of praise here just because this is like, they're doing shit that no one else is doing. You know, they're doing like Muhammad Ali, for example. That figure is great. And like, at least the prototype. And that's the thing, Leo. They're doing these one-offs, man. And it started to make me wonder because this Pyramid Head, like Silent Hill is a really popular game, but so far, so much so that they're remaking Silent Hill 2 for PS5. So it's popular enough to remake. So this is, and Pyramid Head's a very popular character just because of his look and, you know, what he does in the game. But obviously it's a very unique, it's a seamless body. It's a very unique looking character, right? But I have other one-offs that I can show too, like the Muhammad Ali. But it started to get me thinking, do we support one-offs a lot? Because literally, I saw no one in the groups talking about this figure. I never even heard about it. Like I saw it on Sideshow. But even the Muhammad Ali layout, we saw like people talk about it on some of the channels, but not that much, right? And we just kind of forgot about it. So it's one of those things that, and I'll start with you, Leo, on this one. Do we really support one-offs enough? Because I don't know that we do. I think that we say we want one-offs, but then when we get them, you're like, I don't know what I'm going to display that with.
Man,
like, it's tough, right?
I know I do. I definitely support one-offs, especially if it's pieces that I know I wanted. You know, anybody who knows me, I am a huge Muhammad Ali fan. Have been since I was young. And I cannot wait to get this piece. And again, I think if there's something out there that you want, is there an echo?
Yeah, here's a slight echo.
Is there a slight echo? Is that me?
No, it's everybody. I don't know who it is. I'd have to mute you all to pinpoint it. But.
Anyway, getting back to it. I definitely support one-offs because, you know, again, this was very important to me. I was hyped when I saw it because I didn't know it was dropping. So then when I saw it, I was like, day one pre-order for me, in which I did. But yeah, I can't say it any more than what I already have right now, man. Like this thing is incredible. Getting both the head sculpts. I am happy about it. Hold up, mute me, man. Everybody talk real quick. Because this is really annoying. Mute me.
Hello.
I just muted
I can't hear no echo.
Let's see. Yeah, I don't think I hear anything now. Do you guys hear anything?
No, I don't.
No.
Yeah, I think it might be Leo because I muted you, Leo, and now I'm gonna unmute you. All right. Yeah,
you hear me?
I think it's you, Leo. Yeah.
All right, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me change this.
I'll mute you and you come back to you. All right. So, guys, we'll see. Now I still hear it. Let's see. Okay. I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah.
Well, it's still there. We're just gonna have to work through it. So guys, supporting one-offs. So Aries, what about you, man? Do you think we do this enough? Do we support the one-offs? Like, is that something that you tend to do, or what do you think overall about it?
You know, in a way, as you bring this up, it's possible that with one-offs, like for someone like me, that I could go ahead and pick one up because then I feel like I may not get sucked in so quickly to have to buy the whole line and then be like, I know if I go down this rabbit hole, I'm just going to keep going and going and going, baby. So I think that's like, coming out with figures like this that could be one-offs or few and far betweens actually show how, generates a lot of interest for me personally as you bring something like that up because I could see myself being like, hey, you know what? A lot of times I'll stay away, Will, from, a certain figure or like you talk about Marvel, for instance, because I know that once I get going, there is hundreds I got to go ahead and buy, baby. It's just how I am. And then I'll have to set parameters for that and how I go with that. So I think that for some collectors like me, it could be great. But sometimes there's those genres or those points in history or those characters where maybe it's appropriate, for a one-off or something like that. Like you're putting up Street Fighter right there.
Yep.
Ryu. But if I went ahead and did that, and if they didn't have it, if they had Ken available, or Sagat available, or Bison available, or Chun-Li available, or Cammy available, or E Honda available, or I could keep going and going. I'd want them all. So I have no problems with one-offs like that though.
Mhm.
And even if it's for characters like that may be available with another company, but another company put it out and it's a one-off. I think that's a good option as well. But do
Yeah.
we support it enough? I don't know. That's a really, really good question because I think that we like to complete lines, Will. We like to, fill up our DTOFs with the same line and kind of expand upon it, create scenes, that type of thing. But like heck yeah, you're putting up, Prince on here, Purple Rain. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that's a fantastic piece and a piece like I would consider because there's not like a whole like Marvel line and 200-300 figures that I gotta get with it. So I'm like, hey, you know what? I like something like that and I can get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
Am I still echoing? Am I echoing? It's
No,
better
and we
now,
don't even know
right?
if it was
you're
you,
good.
Leo, because when we muted you, it started happening again.
Yeah,
so.
it was really, really weird. But yeah, good.
But so what about you, Desi, for one-offs? Is this something that you tend to go for as well? Like I'm bringing up Prince and just sort of random one-offs here, but is there any sort of one-offs maybe that you're excited about, or like do you tend to go for them, or do you like sort of having like a universal like Star Wars Marvel type display?
No, I do go for one-offs, but I don't know if I do it enough, right? Like my main piece in my collection is actually a Prime One piece. It's Guyver 1, which is anime. Like that's the only anime piece in my entire collection. Happens to be the centerpiece. But I might get the Patrick Bateman figure, right? Like I really like American Psycho. If I had the room for that Prince statue, I'd probably get it. Or that Michael Jackson statue,
Yeah,
I'd probably
Michael
get that
Jackson
too. But
statue.
again, I got to make the space for it. So Guyver was really popular to me in my wasn't popular, but it was popular to me in my like teenage years, so that's why I got that. But yeah, if there's like a one-off, something that's not as popular or something like that, I always recommend people if you love it, get it. Because it might be the last time you're getting a figure like that if Hot Toys doesn't have. Heck, even if Hot Toys has the license, who knows if we're going to get another Pennywise. Right, we're getting one from Inart, that's for sure. But if you want something from Hot Toys, how about Hellboy from Hot Toys? Right, we don't know Alita, so
Morbius.
If you like Morbius, get it now.
Everybody wants Morbius, so
yeah. I'm actually getting that figure, man. Like, I mean, I like it because I can separate it from the IP, bro. I'm separating it from the movie. The movie doesn't exist to me, but the figure, the Morbius, to have Michael Morbius in your collection. Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But Carlos, what do you think about this? Did we support one-offs enough? And I bring up Alita here just because Alita was like a very popular figure, like in terms of people actually liking it. Like I remember the film's pretty well received, pretty popular. They're gonna make a second one, hopefully. And then this figure is very well. But then when I look at it on the aftermarket, like Toys One and other places are selling it pretty cheap. So it's like, and I see that pretty commonly for one-offs. I guess because a lot of people view it as, well, what am I going to put it with? Like I love Alita, but what am I going to put her with? And I think that happens a lot. So what do you think, Carlos? Do you tend to do that too?
Do we support enough? I don't think we support enough of them. I think some of us do. I don't think the majority of us, will support them, and that's understandable, right?
It is.
Most of us are going to have a specific number for a yearly budget, right? Whatever that may be. Hey, you can afford 2 figures a year, 10 figures. I don't know, whatever. That's going to vary, right? And I think when you look at something like Marvel or even now Star Wars, like the Mandalorian line, you look at that and it's just so vast, and there's just so many things you can collect at that point that you start wondering, like, do I really love this specific character enough, and who am I going to pair that character with, right? So there's already a pretty small market, I think, for all of us who collect Star Wars and Marvel, right? And then now you make it even smaller for those who want a Hellboy or whatever this guy's name is, or a lead.
That's the dude
Alita,
from Big Lebowski, dude.
Okay, yeah, like, see my point. So it's a very small market of that, and you have to really love that figure enough to say, okay, I can only get 10 figures a year, and I'm gonna get key characters: Cad Bane, Vader, whatever those characters are. I'm assuming you're probably not gonna get a Blurg, right? I'm assuming you're not. So you're gonna say, do I love whatever this character's name is, or am I gonna miss out on getting like a Cad Bane? And most of the time, I'm assuming most people are gonna go with that so they can display it properly. I don't think all of us. I don't think will support many one-offs, just because again, it's gonna look weird unless maybe you have like like Layout, who has a very specific, like details and various sections, where each section is individualized. Same thing as Desi, that I see here. Maybe, but I still feel like the majority probably won't support many one-offs, and the aftermarket really isn't even there for it. But again, we collect not for the aftermarket, but for the love of collecting, which is always number one. But yeah, I don't think we do. Now, for me, I really like American Psycho a ton, but I don't really care about having that figure enough. I really love Ryu, but I will collect that one because I feel like it's like video game and like action movie, or like like Marvel, Star Wars. I'll get all that, but I wouldn't get like a Michael Jordan or a Muhammad Ali or X figure that's not necessarily from one of those big IPs. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't do that. It's like collecting, I don't know, Kim Kardashian or something. I don't know, like, what I mean? Like,
there are a lot of people who would buy that, to be honest.
You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, but it's like collecting something like that, like, which I know it's not like a character. It's a reality TV show, but that's an exaggerated example there. But you know what I mean? Yeah. At the end, I don't think many of us will, because it won't fit with our current displays and probably with our budget.
That's why what Iconic is doing is interesting. Like it's a bold approach. I feel like maybe they're just going after licenses that are a little bit cheaper and that type of stuff. But yeah, they're going after other sort of things. But guys, I gotta ask you something else. We're going to forecast a little bit because we're getting close to the end of the year, surprisingly enough, right? We're getting close to Thanksgiving. We're getting close to, Halloween for sure, right? That's coming up like next week, right? Or the previous or following week. But then after that, we have Christmas, then we have New Year's, right? This has been a very interesting year for collecting, just because it's been, you don't have to pre-order anything. You can get everything you want for cheap. Everything's discounted. So I'm wondering, in 2023, can it be as soon as like Q1 2023 that we're going to need to adapt and change to meet collecting in the middle and just how it evolves over time, right? So I want to ask you guys this one. Desi, I'll start with you on this one. Do you think your collecting habits are going to need to change in 2023 in terms of pre-ordering, like what you get, what scales, things like that? Do you like forecast any sort of change on the horizon for people and yourself?
I think it's very personal. So for me, my habits are already changed. I'm ordering a lot less. I'm being a lot more selective for various reasons. One, mainly it's space. Like I have my own. I have a storage a space that I pay for, which is getting like out of control. Like everything's going up. So for me, it's already changed. So I can only assume that it's going to change for a lot of people, but there's going to be some people it doesn't change for at all. They're not affected by anything, so they're just going to keep collecting as they always have. But for me, yeah, I've cut down a bit. I've got a lot less pre-orders right now in the pipeline, and I'm pre-ordering a lot later than I did about 2 years ago. Right? You learn, you learn from things being in stock for so long. So now we're starting to see that change there too, where that's dictating how people order, the collecting habit. Like now the new pre-orders, there's some seem to be going on wait list a lot quicker, which is a good sign if you ask me, but hey, we'll see. That's how I've changed, right? I'm doing a lot less orders now. We'll see how 2023, what it will bring as far as my ordering habits.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. And Joao dropped a really good point there, a piece of insight. Yep. China starts CNY holidays in early January next year, so it'll be a dead month and a half for factory release. We're going to have to come up with some interesting show topics because nothing's going to come out. So we're just going to be like talking about everything else. But so great insights, Desi. Like I said, there's definitely it's personal for everyone's journey and that kind of stuff. So Carlos, I want to jump back to you on this one. What do you think? Do you think you're going to change your habits? Do you think people are going to need to? Do you think, because we're already seeing Satchel start to limit some things. So
yeah. I think we're starting to see that already. The way people are pre-ordering even less. It's crazy to even say that, or even buying. It's funny enough that, obviously I do sell some figures, right? And before they would sell pretty quickly, now things are sitting longer and longer and things are taking a lot longer to sell. So I think for 2023, the economy, unfortunately, it's not going to get better, in the next 3, 4, 5 months. It'll probably take a little longer. So I'm expecting this to be a little bit more where people are going to start having to put in their pre-orders that they want, specifically for figures that they know that, I want this no matter what, right? So like maybe with a Goblin, you have to be like, well, I would wait on this because there's another version. But let's say Kate Bishop, right? Like, let's say you enjoy the show, you really love this outfit for whatever reason. It can be comic accurate or because you love the movie, whatever reason maybe. Then you might want to put in that pre-order. But probably next year, I think start going more blue screen and somewhat. I've kind of been doing that even with statues. I'm not really pre-ordering because nothing really is selling out. The exception used to be J&D, but even with J&D, you can even get that on spec. I'm pretty sure all the J&Ds are available on spec right now, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah, most of them. Yeah.
At this point, it would be just wait and see. But I think 2023 for Hot Toys, we might start getting certain pre-order stuff coming along. But for like the more expensive pieces, these bigger pieces, definitely it's going to be a lot of wait and see. You know what I mean? To see what's going to happen. But yeah, it's already starting to happen that right now. Like things are sitting and going only cheaper. So I'm expecting that to be around for another year or so.
Yeah, and that's the one. Another one I wanted to pull up was someone dropped in the chat the KX Enforcer droid. Yep, it's another one that's gone. So Aries, I'll jump to you next on this one. Do you think we're going to need to change? I know you follow the market pretty closely and sort of what's going on here with KX Enforcer droid and Kate Bishop and Peacemaker and Goblin standard version without the glider. Like they're probably lower performing figures. Sideshow is looking at those saying like, we're not going to overstock this. So it's not performing well in pre-order. So like, we're just going to limit it. Do you think areas we're going to need to adapt in the coming year?
Yeah, I think so. And especially, and I totally agree with Carlos. I think it's going to be 4 or 5 months before we start seeing some healing. I think it's going to come. The economies, global economy will start rebounding, but it may take a little bit here. And Will, you also bring up a good point that sometimes and I found myself even doing this. You get used to something being in stock. You get that sense of comfort, the sense of urgency. You get that. Oh, okay, let me relax a little bit. I'm going to take this money and maybe not only even save it, but maybe put it towards this, or hey, maybe I'll buy this in the secondary market or buy this other thing because there's really no sense of urgency. It's just kind of sitting there. It's just kind of there. And whenever I want it, I'll go ahead and get it, type of thing. So I think, for some collectors that have fallen into that, and maybe we all have maybe a little bit, like I said, even myself with a handful of these, I think that now, brings pause. You're kind of at a little bit of a standstill saying, hey, what's going on here? And, and also while that's going on, I think outside of collecting, I know for myself and a lot of the people I know, we're all kind of feeling it, ourselves personally, with our families and with our friends and everything. I don't necessarily believe all of our, profits and our jobs or our salaries or whatever it is are going up as much as inflation and how bad the economy is going. So I think, we're really trying to calculate. I think we're adapting now, even outside of this happening, just because of this economy and coming out of COVID. So I think it's going. I think people are. It's going to change a little bit, and maybe go back to whence it was. A little bit where, hey, it's going to be a little bit less of production. There's going to be more of that, to use that word, exclusivity, because it's just they're not going to make as many in that first, run. That's not to say that they're not going to make a 2.0 or put it out again or so on and so forth. AKA Hot and Chewy, A New Hope was released twice. Attack of the Clones Yoda. And I think for a lot of these figures, you may actually see more of that. I don't think very quickly though, but maybe as soon as like a year later or like a year and a half. It's like, oh, look at that. It popped up. I don't think it's going to happen immediately, but yeah, I think in that regard, there's a lot to balance. There's a lot to weigh in, but I think it's going to bring focus back, like Desi was saying, to, your collection, what you want, what you're anticipating, what your budget is, how many figures are getting a year, like Carlos put down, hey, said earlier, am I getting 10 a year? Is it 15 a year? Is it 2 a year? Is it 1 a year? And there's going to be a lot of careful, attention to that and a lot of planning, and it may just cut off, like you were talking about in your previous topic, one-offs. That may be even a little bit more difficult now, because now people are going to be even more selective, and they certainly want to build upon that line. And it may move some of those other pieces, those one-offs, to the wayside. You talk about the new Neo from the new Matrix movie, which some people really didn't like. But I think that Hot Toys with Sideshow is moving in a direction where they probably see some of this and are really focusing on low batches, low runs, but ways that they could come out with multiple variations, like you just saw with the beginning of your show with William Dafoe and the Green Goblin.
Yeah, and Aries, the question I just wanted to follow up with real quick before we get to Lael is, with this Vader, could you see it happening with something in super high demand like this? And I know, Carlos, you're raising your hand. I'll jump to you in a sec. But like Cad Bane, for example, or this Vader, like figures that are very hot and everyone wants them. Do we think we have any sort of reason to worry about those?
I really, really do. I don't think that, and I talked about it in my show today. And of course, you never know. I mean, this is just my guess. But for my guess with this, and my analysis with this, I don't think that DX28, DX27, Boba Fett, Mando, whoever it is immune to this right here. I really believe they had a conversation with Hot. It's like, we're just not keeping anything in stock, at the very least, until this economy starts to heal. Okay, that may change after that. And I think maybe the conversation went back to them saying, okay, well, we're going to lose a lot of money. What if we came out with Vader this version? Sure. I think Sideshow would say, we'll take anything you come out with, but it's only going to be a certain amount that we're going to pre-order. And they're probably going back. I think Hot Toys been like, hey, how can we make this up? And they're going to come out with these different variants to kind of make that up. And I think it also benefits companies like Sideshow in a way as well, because they'll probably sell more variations than they will. I would think maybe if they, let me throw a case in point. You got Cad Bane out. Would they take a chance on 3,000-4,000 in stock, or 3,000-4,000 of another variation that the pre-orders would move? I would think they would think the pre-orders of a different variant would move, and that's why I think this is going this way right now.
Well, what did you want to say, Carlos, before we jump to Lael?
Oh, I was going to say, going back to the point of, do we support one-offs and 2023? You and I talked about this. Prime 1 canceled their Bloodsport. Not enough demand, right? Not enough pre-order. So if I had to guess, now I don't know if Hot Toys ever canceled anything, and I doubt that they will, but it would be interesting if 2023 we start seeing more of that. More companies stop making, maybe Hot Toys stops making certain figures, or we start seeing more cancellations. Maybe Inart does cancel certain things, or maybe Prime 1s, we start seeing more of that, because clearly there wasn't enough support where it's like, hey, don't pre-order. And Prime 1 said, well, then don't, but you're also not going to get a Bloodsport then.
Right. So, we're not going to make it at all. Yeah.
And then we're not going to make anything from that line, because if you don't support Bloodsport, you're not going to support Polka Dot Man, right? So,
hell no.
So
they'll make Peacemaker, but that's about it. It seems like, and maybe Harley, but Harley, I doubt there's that much demand for that one either, because the head sculpt was controversial.
Right.
So, but yeah, Leo, what do you think, man? Do you think there's going to be change on the horizon in the coming year?
I don't know. It's hard to say, bro, because right about now, I mean, for me, I know as far as collecting, I have to be really a bit more responsible and picky as to what's more important, what takes up more precedence. And I was talking about this earlier, on Collector's Lounge, because the Joker, I mean, not the Joker, but the Goblin that dropped. You know what I mean? People are seeing more and more drop as far as reveals. That means more pre-orders. That means that you already have, like, say for instance, if you haven't already pre-ordered the figure that you wanted, and then they're releasing something else that you want. Now you have to kind of prioritize. You have to think about, okay, what do I want? First, again, it's thinking about it. Like, I'm like, all right, for instance, we got the Doorstill Mando with the blurg before we actually got Ahsoka and before we actually got Bo-Katan, which was supposed to be released months ago. But I mean, it was easier for them that released the Doorstill because they had the mold already. And I'm guessing with that, with the blurg, it was something that they already had in the tuck. But it's one of those situations now that, we're constantly getting this flux of pre-order figures. It's like now we have to kind of prioritize, especially considering the simple fact that we are still waiting on figures that haven't been released. And based on what's going on in China right now, there's going to be even more delays. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if Bo-Katan, Ahsoka, Wonder Woman, 84, all those figures got pushed in, past December to January. I wouldn't be surprised.
Wouldn't be a shocker.
I wouldn't be shocked because right now, this is where we are right now. There's delays on everything. So there is going to be a lull. I'm taking that opportunity to kind of make sure that I got my finances in order, make sure that, especially with the holiday season right now coming around, you got gifts that you have to get for kids, you got family, you got to also keep in mind your mortgage, your utilities, everything like that, man. Like, what's more important? Those things are more important to me right now than collecting. I'm sorry, because it's life, but I love collecting. So I have to really prioritize as to what I want, what's more important to me. So what I've decided to do is to make sure that the figures that I want, the figures that I actually have on order that I'm waiting for, they take up more precedence than pre-ordering anything else. If I miss out at this particular point, I'm sorry, I just don't care. I'll miss out. If it comes back around, if I'm meant to have it, then I'll have it. You have to basically be more responsible when it comes to this thing, man, because people just jump and pre-order certain things unless it's something that you really, 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 really want and you want to secure it. Again, we are seeing that there's low batches now. Companies are not really, with Sideshow, they're tired of sitting on stock. They're trying to empty out their warehouse. And I'm still like, which I'm scratching my head is like, okay, you're trying to empty out your warehouse, but we still have these warehouse fines. We have these things that shit is weird as hell because, like, where are you finding these things from, man? Like, literally, come on, man. But anyway, it is what it is. But they're trying to clear out the warehouse, which I think they need to take advantage of. I mean, they got Spooktacular, they got the holiday season. They need to really drive those things and start marking things down to get rid of it, because right now, keeping it at the price that you have been keeping it at is not working. Like, no one's purchasing, and this is why you're sitting on it. Now, I understand that you have to really protect your investment and your company and stuff like that, but if it's not working, it's not working. Do what you got to do. Again, somebody pointed out in Loki Endgame, we're still basically waiting on this figure, man. Like, this is one that we're still waiting on. So again, these figures take up more precedence to me than anything else that I have to pre-order. There's certain figures that I pre-ordered because of the simple fact that again, low batches. On top of that, there were exclusives. Carlos, man, you talked about it with that Vader. We had to get that Vader because it was an exclusive. It came out with certain things that we wanted, and I wasn't going to pass that up. Same thing I did with Obi-Wan, the case with the lightsabers in it. I really wanted that, so I had to really get that. But there are certain figures that I wanted because, again, I had to make sure. I had to basically make sure that I secured those assets. But again, for me right now, it's all about being smart and waiting on the figures that we have been waiting on for the longest time. These pre-orders, yes, they're nice, but if I'm meant to have it, I'll have it. But for right now, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting out. I'm taking care of everything else that I need to take care of. My family's first, man. My family first, my loved ones first. My everything is first for me when it comes to that. We already see how the market is. We know what's going on over there in China. I think that right now the market is forcing us to be smarter. It really, really, really is. Yes. We're seeing these prices increase. It's really forcing us to, and nothing against these companies for doing it, because again, inflation is really hitting. They have to make money. So I get that. I understand that. But also, we have to be smart. And as content creators, we are tasked with the with the responsibility of letting people know that they have to be smart. So that's where I'm at, bro.
Yeah. I'm with you. Yeah, there's a lot of factors to consider. And yeah, I mean, since you guys all mentioned the economy is not really getting any better, it seems like, and you got to balance this with other stuff, man. So yeah, the only things I've really been pre-ordering have been Inart. So yeah, I mean, I do really like the idea Carlos gave me, Leo, like, payment plans are great. You can always do those, but I kind of like the idea of paying in full.
He's rich.
Yeah, I know. He don't need payment plans. He's too rich for that. But I would say like you pay the NRD and then you put the rest of the money in a savings account specifically for collecting that you don't touch until you need that money to pay for the figure, right? Then you can gain interest on it the whole time, and then not all of your money is with that company. So it's actually a really good idea by him. So one of Carlos's rare good ideas. So it's so it's a pretty good idea. But guys, we got time for one more topic, I think, and we'll get through this one. But what deals are we looking for this holiday season? Because we're always saving, right? And I've kind of said this because I told people, I was like, guys, we got Black Friday, should have Spooktacular, right? I've not heard anything about it, but
that starts. I think. Wait a minute. You know what? Speaking of Spooktacular, if y'all haven't already, if people out there haven't,
talking about that mobile game?
Yeah, download that mobile game. Make sure you do because you can get you some points, and it's a fun ass game, bro.
It was fun. I was like, God damn it! I was kept dying, bro.
That shit was so fun. Yeah, me too, bro. Because I was trying to figure out, do I kill them stupid ass?
Yeah, those ghosts, bro.
You can't. You gotta dodge them. So it just teaches you how to dodge them.
I watched the instructions, and it says you can only dodge those. But at first, I kept trying to shoot them. I was like, why are they not dying? And I was like,
me too, bro.
I was like, God damn it!
Shoot faster.
I know.
Exactly. But you're getting points off it though, so come on.
You can get up to $18. Mine was annoying though, Leo, because I got the first $8, but then I beat the last boss, and I got the code, and then it was like, this code has hit its usage limit, and I was like, you made me beat the last boss. I didn't even get the last $10 code. So Riley said he got his, but mine didn't work. So
I got mine. I got my last.
Yeah, I tried it. Maybe I'll try it again. But anyway, so guys, holiday deals. I don't know if we're having Spooktacular or not, but we are going to have Black Friday. That's going to be something. We're going to have Christmas sales, I'm sure. So it's good to save as much money as possible. And I told people to do that, and then I went and bought a second Pennywise. So yeah, I'm a hypocrite. But I would say overall that's a good idea. So I'll jump to Aries actually first. Aries, is there anything you're looking for this holiday season? Like maybe it's like an Echo, or maybe it's maybe they discount Rex further if you don't already have it. Is there anything you're looking to pop up on sale?
Yeah, and I think that Leo, you brought up a great point just earlier with the other topic. I think that there's a possibility with Spooktacular, and they're probably going to have even another event, I believe, in November. I think they're going to have monthly events like Spooktacular, like we just saw at the Bestember, whatever it is. And I think that some of these figures, man, they want to get rid of them. And I think there's going to be a purge, baby. And I think you may, So I think that there's going to be some 30%, maybe some 50% offs that you're going to see, some mega deals. Now, here's where I'm going to caution myself, and I'll caution a lot of others as well. Just my advice. Be careful when that happens, because you might be able to get a handful of deals where you're like, oh my God, this is too good, I'm buying it. But then you wind up buying 3 or 4 of them and spending an extra $50, $100, $200, $300 that you weren't going to, and you put yourself in a hole. So my advice would be, know what you want on Sideshow, know what you want in stock, maybe make a list, maybe check it twice, baby, and then watch for these deals, and then just go for what happens. Maybe exercise some patience. I think there's going to be some deals, but I also could see, because I would fall into it myself. For instance, if that, even though it's on waitlist, that Jet Trooper's there, and I'm like, they just discounted it $75. I might grab it, but I really don't want it. And even though it would be a cheap price, and I could probably use that towards like Hunter that I need to get, if that comes out. And I'm like, hey, I really need that money. So I really, really want that. And so I that's the only caution that I would throw out. But yeah, the deals I'm looking forward to, I think you're going to find some on Sideshow.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we're going to find some cool stuff. But what about you, Leo? Is there anything, man, that you want to see? Like, are you expecting to see some massive deals?
Man, look, I'm not worried about it because, like I said, I'm look, Aries, I'm checking my list. I'm checking it twice. You know what I mean? Gonna find out who's naughty or nice, because Santa Carlos is coming to town in an all gray Cadillac bill. He's gonna come down my street. I'm hearing that womp 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 womp. He's straight up. He like ho ho ho.
You see Carlos with a fucking like, Santa hat on, bro.
But no, literally, man, like what I want, literally. Actually, the only thing that I want right now, bro, that I really don't have, and because I canceled it, because I wanted to wait and see if I could get a deal, The only thing that I really want, hopefully they mark it down or there's some type of deal that we get is actually the bat pod. That's it. You know what I mean?
I think you'll get that.
I'm hoping that there's a deal on that because again, I mean, it would be really, really lovely to actually have something like that in the collection. So I'm hoping that we can see that soon. You know, there's a deal on it. Like right now, limited time offer. What is free shipping or something?
$5 shipping.
Or
$5. But I think
shipping.
you're going to see it lower than that. Yeah.
I hope so. I hope so because, like I said, it's been sitting for a while. And again, like I watched because here's the thing: it's crazy. Not to get off topic, but I watched it last night and I was trying to figure out. I watched the movie and I was like, damn, how does the bat pod work? And I didn't realize that when the bat pod ejects from the Batmobile, it's the front two tires. It's not. I was like, damn. Now I see it. I didn't before. I was like, fuck. Let me watch it and pause it. I was like, okay, there it is. I was telling Toya, she's like, wow, that's incredible. But yeah, I was
later.
Leo, you got me hooked, bro. Because now the tumbler's already $15 US shipping, so I can't wait to see Black Friday prices on it. Because the tumbler, if I could find a spot for it, Carlos told me it's like a big hunk of plastic, though. So I don't know.
But.
Go ahead.
It looks great. It looks great, right?
No, I'm just gonna say, like, it looks great, bro. With the right display, and if you display it right, and it like, you know, with the right diorama pieces around it, you know what I mean? I think it would look really, really good. You know, I'm not saying any names, but we already know who we're talking about on this panel. But anyway, you know what I mean? But no, like literally, bro, the bad part I wanted because the thing is, again, having the tumbler, having that bad pod, also because I'm getting that Selena Kyle, that reissue that, you know, that's dropping. You know, I wanted that for the longest time, so it just made more sense to me. But again, man, that's probably like the only thing. But I'm again, like, you know, kind of, you know, piggybacking off of what Aries, you know, said as well. I think that they're going to really have to do a purge, bro. They're going to have to really go ahead and get rid of certain things that they're sitting on. Especially, it's the best time to make money, bro. Like if your company, if you want to make more money, if you're trying to recoup some of the losses. Get rid of the stuff that you basically have sitting there for the longest time that other companies have been capitalizing on. You know, we shit on other companies, but they're capitalizing and getting rid of their stock and selling these pieces and making money. Okay, you might not see it for a couple months, but at the same time, I mean, they're still basically capitalizing. I think Sideshow should definitely do the same to make that money back because they can. I mean, and the thing is, Sideshow has loyalty, bro. They have people that are loyal to Sideshow that will, because they're the only, like, especially over in the North American market over here, people are loyal to them and they will continue to buy regardless of how much you piss us off. People will still buy. You know what I mean? So again, like, take advantage, throw out some deals, man. Throw us a bone, like straight up. Like, I mean, especially on certain things that we wanted, that we've been sitting on. I mean, hell, we know that with Star Wars pieces that are out right now, it's going to be a bit hard because they're still in demand. But I mean, if you have old shit that's sitting there, like, get that Grievous, hell no.
Ain't nobody buying that.
Hell no.
But
everything else, like, you know, straight up, like, man, let's go. Like, give us.
They even have a quarter scale Sideshow Seconds Mando for $460. That's not bad. So
that's not bad. That's not bad.
But I guess on Pop Culture you can get it for less. So yeah. So.
Yeah, and I got a feeling that I got a strange feeling that Venom. I mean that not Venom, but Carnage is gonna be dropping soon, bro.
I hope so, man. I want to see that. I got
a strange feeling, but yeah, that's it, man. For me, just the tumbler. That's the only thing. Not the tumbler, but the bad pod.
Bad pod, yeah. Because the tumbler is one I'm looking at when it goes on sale. I want to see if it drops to like maybe 25% off or something, then that might be tempting for me.
Yeah,
but,
bro, definitely.
All right, so Carlos, what about you, man? What deals are you looking for?
I'm gonna take this time to toot my own horn and say a couple things I've called out.
All right, go for it.
January of this year, I said July 1st, we're gonna get the biggest wave of discounts, and we did at Toys Wonderland. And during Toys Wonderland, during that stream, I said Black Friday, right? We're gonna see like 80, 60, even $50 figures. And I still believe that. And I think in Sideshow, we're going to see, like Aries said, 30, 40, 50% off, free shipping. But Black Friday won't be their biggest sale. And I'm gonna call that Christmas will be. Christmas will be their biggest sale. Because this holiday season, it's, hold on. Fuck.
This
holiday season, this holiday season, it's supposed to be one of the worst ones, right, historically right now. And for obvious reasons, because things aren't going well, right? Black Friday, they're going to move stuff, and they're going to move enough, right? But I have a feeling that in Christmas, because people are not going to have enough money, there's not enough stuff going around, and I believe people are gonna prioritize obviously Christmas, for their family, for their loved ones, all that good stuff, and rightfully so. Christmas will be their last push, and that will be the biggest push they're gonna make, because they understand that once 2023 happens, they ain't gonna have shit, and there's not gonna be any real reason for people to just start pre-ordering or buying. Black Friday, it's gonna be the biggest one. I think. It's gonna be a big one. Christmas, I think we're gonna see a bigger sale than Black Friday. So that's what I'm expecting.
Because this is 3-0, and I really love this figure, but this is 30% off free shipping. You could see the Rick Grimes pop up on that price eventually. It's it's very possible, and you'll see other stuff like Morgan Jones is like this. So, but yeah, you're gonna see some interesting stuff. But Desi, what about you, man? Is there anything in particular that you're looking for?
Well, specifically, I don't have that Nightmare Batman and Black Suit Superman yet, but I've been waiting for it. I've always wanted it, but I've been waiting for it. Like, guys, that's a big box. You want to make room in your warehouse.
That's true.
Right?
That could be one now.
Yeah, right.
So
it's 40% off, bro. Desi, it is a beautiful
40% off. You think, Carlos?
40% off free shipping.
Yeah,
I don't think so, bro.
I
30.
I tend to agree with Carlos, especially for things like the Bat Pod and the Tumbler, because warehouse space. If they're looking at to mitigate that, those things are going to be heavily discounted, right? So anything that's got a big box, hopefully.
Remember, they're competing with Pop Culture. They're not going to care about Toys Wonderland. But if Pop Culture has a deal that's like, 40% off, and it's already cheap, dude, they're going to have to compete with them, a licensed distributor. It's not Toys Wonderland, right? So that's Pop another Culture, one too.
Yeah. Well, very interesting thoughts there, guys, on that one. I got to address the super chat real quick. Yomo said, what mobile game are you guys talking about? I can share it.
Phony Phantom.
Yeah, it's called Phony Phantom.
Yeah,
Phony Phantoms. That's it.
Yeah.
So I found the link because Riley had sent it to us earlier. So
yeah,
I guess I don't know if I played it and then they wouldn't give me the last $10 code. I was like, I'm deleting this fucking app. I was like, because I'm not. They wouldn't even give me the code. I beat all the bosses. So I was like, this is some shit. So they gave it to me and it said it was maxed out. So I don't know, but anyway, Phony Phantoms. Yeah, you can play it. You got to play through 12 different levels and you beat 3 bosses and you get a code every time you beat a boss. So it's like $3, then $5, then $10. So yeah. As long as the codes work. So it's pretty easy. I died a bunch, but it's a little frustrating, but it's not too bad, right? It's pretty reasonable.
Nah, it's a fun. You know what the thing is? It's like I get so wrapped up in the game because it's fun that I forgot that there were points, and then I redeemed the points. I'm like, oh yeah, that's what's up. But yeah, it's a fun game, bro. And hopefully they give us some more damn points. So
yeah, absolutely, bro. So it's pretty fun. Anyway, guys, we're going to wrap it there. So yeah, we got a lot accomplished tonight, I feel like, but let's go around the panel real quick. Carlos, do you want me to, for Unfiltered Collecting, do you want me to put this banner on here? Or what do you think, bro?
If you want, it's fine. Hey, first, thank you for having me, bro. Yeah, always appreciate being here every Sunday. The only new thing I have, it's that Facebook group we created. So one of the things I love about, obviously collecting is great. Right. I enjoy what we do. I enjoy the community, but sometimes the Facebook groups can be a little toxic. Right. So because of that, I create, and because of also what I saw from Lael's stream about just, getting away from all this drama, I created a Facebook group. I'll put the link here in the chat. But basically, it's very, it's not, it's all about positivity, making sure that drama free. So we're trying to monitor it, from people. Like if you post a figure, no one's really going to go and start laughing at you. It's called a place for collecting. You can only find it through the link. So I put the link here in the chat. So we do monitor, for, just people just not being dicks, right? This is supposed to be fun, not get laughed at, not, be called stupid or, Hot Toys really is a figure and everyone's talking shit on each other or whatever it may be. Right. So yeah, if you want to join, that would be great. If as this group starts getting a little bit bigger, we're also going to be doing raffles, just Hot Toy raffles every 3 to 6 months. You don't have to buy anything. If you're just active in the group, liking, commenting, or sharing photos, you will be automatically entered into, whatever raffle we decide to be doing. So no purchase necessary. Just, join the group if you want. If you want to get away from all the drama and all the toxic stuff people say. So yeah. Anyway, link is in the comments. Again, thank you, Will, for having me, and yeah, it was fun.
Cool. Well, yeah, man. Thanks for joining as always. And yeah, it should be a fun group. Like I said, there's been a lot of cool stuff posted in there so far. But yeah, man, thanks for joining. And Desi, Mr. Metamorphic Customs, thanks for joining, man. Is there anything coming up on your channel?
Yeah, I'm actually currently working on an intro to airbrushing video because I've had so many requests for that. So working on that. Hopefully it will be up end of the week, maybe, if I'm lucky. But I wanted to mention, man, this was a great panel to be a part of. Thank you so much for the invite. Like, really, I'm honored. So this was a lot of fun, man. Thank you.
Yeah, dude, I'm honored to have you, man. So with the work that you do, Desi, yeah, absolutely, bro. It's an honor to have you here, man. So thank you for joining. And Mr. Leo, 1/6 scale / quarter scale / half scale, third scale, all the scales, man. Dude, what's coming up on your channel?
Yeah, man, thanks for having me again, bro. Tomorrow, of course, is Comic Book Talk with Friends. We're going to actually dissect and go through our thoughts, unspoiled, on the Black Adam film. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be incredible. Also, we have Uncivilized. I mean, we got Uncivilized Scoundrels, I think, this week. On Wednesday, we basically have, of course, Say What Wednesday. Friday is, of course, Figure Flex Friday, where again, it's going to be an on-the-spot giveaway. So basically, not really a giveaway, but an on-the-spot contest that the hottest display. Basically, it's called War Games. So we're going into War Games right now. War Games means that you're going to have two different figures from different IPs going up against each other, and you have to pretty much display it, like you take a picture of it, just showcasing your talent. The winner on Friday gets a $100 Sideshow gift card. So you'll basically win that, also the bragging rights, and also the following week, you get featured live to really go over your collection, talk about your collection. You can sit on a panel definitely with us and have some fun while we actually take a look at everybody else's collection. You can actually get in on it to get more details. If you aren't already a member of the Figure Flex Friday YouTube page, make sure you head on over there and become a member as well. There's more details and stuff like that, and that's where you do your submissions. I know a lot of people are doing their submissions on Instagram, but if you are a member of, you can still do both Instagram and Facebook. But with the Facebook group, we more so get a chance to see them, a lot quicker, and we can go through them. So definitely you want to post all your pictures there. And the hottest picture that we actually pick on Friday on the spot wins a $100 gift card from Sideshow. So definitely stay tuned for that.
Nice.
If you haven't already. But yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, man. Well, thanks so much for joining, Leo. Like I said, always happy to have you, bro. Seriously, man. So always some great insights and always a blast, man. So
yeah, definitely.
And last but not least, Mr. Aries, 6 Scale Cantina. Dude, thanks so much for joining, Aries. I know it's been a little while, man, but happy to have you back. Is there anything coming up on the channel?
Yeah, no, thank you so much for having me on the show. It's been great to be back on Collectors Mingle, Will. So looking forward to coming back again. Great vibe, great guys, all-star panel, absolutely awesome. Yes, on 6 Scale Cantina, Aries Cantina, there is a brand new market chart show for this week that was just uploaded early this morning. You can go ahead and check that out on the channel for sure. And then tomorrow night, it is 6 Scale Raw at 8:15 p.m. Eastern. So Monday night, our show. So you don't want to miss that as well. So again, new market chart show is up right now. And then 6 Scale Raw tomorrow night. So thank you so much, Will. And thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Thanks for joining as always. And yeah, thank you to everyone for, joining in the chat and contributing your great thoughts. And
one more thing real quick.
What's
So
up?
Tuesday, I will be doing a live birthday show where I've actually just, So I'm gonna share my birthday with everybody live. It'll be a quick show. It's not gonna be long. So I'm just gonna basically share my birthday live with everybody and just, shoot the shit, talk about figures. But again, like my enjoyment of being in this community, and shout out to everybody out there while they're live, shouting everybody out that joins the actual stream. So
yeah, dude, that's exciting. Happy early birthday.
Appreciate that, brother.
So, yeah, man, that's going to be exciting. So, yeah, that's a really good idea, man. You always come up with these innovative ideas. All you guys do on this panel. You're all innovative. That's why it's an Avengers level panel. So, yeah, man, very exciting. But Guys, we'll always be back here every Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern. And then we have Lights, Camera, Collect. That'll be back as usual every Friday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern. So we'll do that. I'll be on Lael's on Wednesday, 9:15. I'm sure I'll be back on Aries at some point soon. And Desi, when he starts doing live streams, I'm sure hopefully I can be there. So
one day.
Yeah, and Carlos too, when he creates a channel eventually. So it'll be a thing that I'll be there. But if not, like I said, check out the Facebook group. Pretty cool. Yeah. And it's been some cool stuff going on in there.
We're actually going to do a raffle on Christmas. It's going to be a pretty cool figure. It's going to be Is
it be Athena?
No, an Inart figure. We're going to be putting up. Yeah. But all you have to do is be in the group and be active. Again, links are there. But yeah, Inart figure. I'm not going to say which one it is. And yeah. So anyway.
And Carlos, to clarify too with the raffle, it's not something you buy a spot for. You just it's free. So you just your name is entered for being active, and you could win a figure for free. Like you're not buying a spot. Yeah.
No, but yeah, to join the group is free. You're in the group. If you're active, liking, commenting, or sharing, we'll tally everyone who's been active there, and then you'll automatically be entered into the raffle, and then we'll give away a figure every 3 to 6 months. But it's gonna be an Inart figure for Christmas. So
nice. That's pretty dope.
Oh,
yeah. Well, guys, thanks so much for joining, and we'll catch you in the next one. That's all for this one. See ya. Bye.